Hola clase, es viernes, es viernes, es viernes. En la clase de español, hoy es viernes, el 27 de marzo, 2020. So today is it for a few weeks, correct? Oh, es correcto, sí. So we have a lot we need to talk about today. Make sure, I hope you're watching this video so that everything of yours gets submitted properly and that you are good to go and can just enjoy the next 3 weeks after today. Remember, we will not be joining each other again for any kind of remote learning for a little bit of time. You have today, obviously, but then we will not join each other again until Monday, March 20th, or I'm sorry, Monday, April 20th, April, see? During that time, during our 3 week break, like Saturday this weekend, I probably will not be on very much at all. Sunday, I will check in email since that is the closing date for a lot of assignments. And then the next week, I will be off and on with email. When we start our, what would have been our actual spring break, I will not be checking email and doing those things. And so, if you send me an email during that week that would have been our real spring break and I don't get back to you, that is why, because I'm taking that as our true spring break. But those 2 weeks that we're using those voucher days, I will be checking in off and on. So don't expect anything work wise for me though until April 20th, Monday, April 20th, lunes. Uh, eh, well, actually, 20, lunes el 20 de abril. See? That'll be the after today, the next time you have something you need to submit for La Clase de Español, unless you've gotten behind. If you've gotten behind, then get on that work and get that submitted so that you are able to keep your grade up and be able to earn that credit for second semester. So today is a big day because you are going to be submitting your final draft of your very own chapter 11 that you have written for Los Piratas. So far, I feel like many of your endings are much better than the ending in the book. All right, so let's hop over to calendar so we can access our things for today. We'll go to the 27th. Click here to get our resources. So back into period one. This, remember, is where you need to do your daily attendance check-in. Make sure you're doing that for me. It really helps me out. It makes it a lot easier for me to record attendance that way. And if you don't check in and I don't get an assignment submission from you that day, then I have to count you absent. So far, you're doing a really good job. All right. So here's just the information about how long things will be open. And then here we are down in our template. So I just stuck that pop-up grammar tips slides in there again. And then go through this. This is your check-in for days 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. So day one, this should be done. I'm pretty sure most of us have this finished at this point. And if you don't, well, you've got a lot to do. This was your plan. Then you were supposed to write the beginning, somewhere around 100 words. Some of you were a little over, some of you were a little short, but I think it's all going to even out in the end. I suggested you do that in Spanish so I could be giving you feedback on what you were submitting. If you did not do that in Spanish, I will not be giving feedback on any part of what's submitted today except for the ending. And then if you want to make adjustments to that and resubmit your final, then that's fine. Wednesday, you were supposed to work on what would be the first part of your middle. Thursday, you were supposed to work on the other part of your middle. Most of you just did that whole middle on Wednesday and resubmitted today what you had already done, which was fine. And then for Friday, here's what your work should look like today. You should have your ending written. That needs to be in Spanish this time because you are also going to be submitting your final. So when you submit today, I want you to submit like you're submitting your final piece. I will read the ending and I will give you feedback on that. And then if you look at that feedback, which I don't think all of you are looking at the feedback I give, but if you are looking at that feedback and want to make adjustments, you have till Sunday night at 11:59 to resubmit that final paper. Remember, when you submit this, you need to make sure that your name is on it, and I want it to be your name in La Clase de Español. Make sure you have the date typed. And then also at the end of the paper, you want to have the word count. So we're going to go ahead and hop over and look at Senorita Blanca's example here in a minute so that you are sure you know what that should look like. So your assignment today is Escribe tu propio final de 5. Cinco, see? All right, and our assignment's going to be locked. But before we even pop in there, here is the rubric that is going to be used to grade you. And this is a 115-point assignment. Now, today, you only have one submission to make, but please understand there are going to be 2 grades for that. One of your grades is going to be just for the ending part where you get the 25 points for that. And then the other grade is going to be for your entire chapter 11 and Escribe tu propio final. This is the rubric I will use for that. And so that piece of it is worth 115 points. So make sure that you are looking at these different things. Did you use 12-point font? Is it double spaced? Is your name and date at the top of the page? The title was creative and written in Spanish. All of these are the items I'm going to be looking at when I'm looking at and assessing the total overall chapter 11 submissions. So make sure that you check all of these things with your paper before you submit. So let me pop out of student view so that we can look at what this will look like. Should look pretty familiar at this point. You've seen the same thing for 5 days. All right, so here's what you're supposed to be doing. Here are the things you should have done: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So here is Friday. You're writing out the last 1 to 3 paragraphs, editing your chapter, checking your grammar. Are your verbs conjugated correctly? Do you have upside down question marks or exclamation marks where necessary? Are the beginning of sentences capitalized, etc.? And your spelling. Check your paper according to the rubric. Submit the final product to Canvas, including total word count. So we're going to go down to Senorita Blanca's final example here. You see she has Senorita Blanca, 3/27/2020, and then her title, Capítulo 11, Agua de Vida o Raquel. Then she has all of her amazing writing, and then right at the very bottom, she has her number of words, 424 palabras. See? So this is what yours should look like when you submit it tomorrow. Okay, and remember, double check your work against that rubric. If you have any questions, make sure you send me a message and let me know. I have been trying really hard to stay on top of all, getting your pieces read, giving you comments, and getting those graded so that you can use them. Remember, when you submit today, it must be an entire beginning, middle, end of Capítulo 11 that you are submitting for me. If you have any questions or need my help, please make sure to send me a message through Canvas or email me. Have a great day, mis estudiantes. Enjoy Viernes and then enjoy the next 3 weeks. I will talk to you again in abril. Sí, abril? Sí, en lunes, el 20 de abril. Adios, mis estudiantes. Be good and take care.